Hey guys. Oh, y'all already here. I'm trying to go make me some tea real quick. You guys rolling. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Come on in, guys. I thought I was going to be able to go live on Instagram. Um, but my RTMP isn't working. Let me check that out really quick, guys. Just give me a minute. But while you guys are waiting for me, please share the video. We're going to talk about multiple things, but we're first going to go into the tax preparers receiving you guys' stimulus payments and everything else. I may have to wing this one on Instagram today because I don't feel like going through all of that. All righty. Okay, alrighty guys, so we're in. If you guys can share the video, that would be absolutely amazing. I'm about to share the video myself. We are about to get things started because I know that you guys have like so many questions that you guys want to ask me. So I will be watching the chat. I can see all of you. Hey D, hey Monica, hey I'm full of joy. Hey guys, so I'm live on both Periscope and Facebook. So we are about to get things started. Let me just share the video really quick. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So if you guys are new to my live stream, I'm Falashade, the accountability accountant, guys. I help entrepreneurs and individuals live both their business and their professional goals. And I do that in three ways. I do that by, number one, giving them the numbers that they need to hold them, the numbers that they need so they can grow and scale their company. I also give you the accountability that you need to push you to your greatness. And then last but not least, I coach you to your next level. So guys, if you're not following me on all things social media, please do so. Go and follow me, Falashade, the accountant, just like it's spelled on the screen here. Please follow me on all social media. So today has been absolutely crazy, guys, and I have the tea, I have it to spill and everything else. So if you guys do not know, right now, tax preparers are actually receiving you guys' stimulus payments simply during this tough time. So as you guys can see on my screen right now, I'm about to play this video for you guys really quick, and then we are about to get started.
Some relief for more than 80 million Americans today.
Oh, look, they try to do a little commercial. This is bad, y'all.
You want to make sure to
A little commercial.
I ordered it for everyone.
We got the biggest Subaru to help bring our family together.
Just resting my eyes.
Even though we're generations apart.
What a day. I just love those kids.
The three-row Subaru Ascent.
Wave the grandma, everybody.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Accounts and not their own. And as Fox 5's Portia Bruner reports now, those taxpayers are frustrated.
My stimulus check was deposited in ATC account, and I want my money.
We all want our money.
It is a frustrating ordeal, to say the least. Angry customers tracked in and out of this ATC income tax preparing company on Memorial Drive Wednesday, demanding answers about their stimulus checks.
I want my money and I want it now.
Each with the same complaint. Their checks have been deposited into the tax preparer's account, not their own.
All of us have different account numbers that the money was deposited into, and we don't understand why.
We received similar complaints Wednesday from customers of other tax preparers across Metro Atlanta. We've reached out to ask questions, but we're still waiting for answers.
It's a lot of us out here waiting to see what's up with our money during this time of this corona, man. We need our money. I was struggling before the corona, so I know we just trying to figure out what's going on.
Y'all closing up for today?
No, I'm going to the main office.
He declined to comment further, but customers say he's the manager of the Memorial Drive location who hasn't been able to offer much of an explanation.
I don't know if he can control the narrative beyond what he knows, but whoever does know what's going on, they're not trying to be available to tell us. And that's the biggest problem.
It's affecting me because I'm an essential worker who works less than 20 hours a week. My bills have not stopped. My kids, I still have to pay for childcare. There's so much other things that I still gotta pay to keep rolling in there for me not to have an income and to have money that's coming to me. I still can't get it. I have an issue with it.
And we're still waiting to hear from the IRS, but it is possible these consumers may have to wait until the IRS issues a paper check to these consumers who may have used a third-party account with their tax preparer to file their taxes in the first place. In DeKalb County, Portia Bruner, Fox 5 News.
Those people clearly upset. Portia, thanks.
Okay, guys, so that was just a snippet of actually what's happening. But to be really honest with you, that is happening across the board. The only issue and the reason why that particular tax office was brought to the light and it seemed kind of crazy because they have done it in a totally different way than what it was supposed to have been done. So let's break this down really quick. Let's break this down really quick. Alrighty, so guys, I am watching the chat as well. Okay, so first things first, there's two ways that this could possibly happen, okay? Number one way is you guys receive your normal tax refund, but you went ahead and you purchased a cash advance, or you had a cash advance, or you got the loan because you couldn't pay your tax preparer their fees up front. So they deducted their fees from your tax refund. So that's one scenario. You couldn't pay your tax fees up front, so the refund was deducted. Their tax fees was deducted from your refund. Okay, so that's one way. Another way that this is also happening is simply because the person that you had prepare your taxes was a fraudulent tax preparer, and the only way that they could possibly receive their fees from you, right, is if they do this. So if you guys are not on for all my Instagram folks, you guys are not there. You won't be able to see my screen, right? So if you guys are not following me on Facebook or something, or Periscope, if you want to see what I'm sharing, you may want to come and tune in that way, or come here. Okay, so I'm about to share my screen again. And then also, guys, it looked like the comments are getting stuck for some reason. Wow, yep. Can't post comments to some destinations. Let me see. Oh, they do not want us to be great today. Okay, so her comment went down. Okay, so I'm about to share my screen, guys. And what you guys are about to see is the form that illegal tax preparers use. And this may be the situation. So the biggest problem that we're facing right now is two things. The banks, okay, have routed, well, the IRS have routed your stimulus payment to your tax preparer because they fraudulently put in tax form 8888, okay, on your prior year's tax return or your 2019 tax return. So Instagram, I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see the form. Okay, so this form 88888 says allocation of refund. Okay, and this form also gives you the ability to purchase stocks, treasury bonds. Okay, so this form is used by illegal tax preparers because they have no other way to receive their tax fees. Okay, they have no other way to receive their tax fees. This is how they do it. They use Form 8888 and they attach it to your tax return, and then they put in the amount of their tax fees on that form, and then the IRS itself, once they submit the tax return via TurboTax or Tax Act or TaxSlayer or something, right? Then the IRS will break up your tax refund into two ways. They will submit the tax preparer their fees and then deposit the remaining fees, the remaining refund to your bank account. So this is one of the major problems we're having right now. For all of the fraudulent tax preparers that you guys went to, and they had to utilize Form 8888 to receive their fees, then guess what? Your stimulus check has actually been deposited into their bank account. And by doing that, okay, you may have a very difficult time in getting your money back anytime soon. Anytime soon. So guys, I cannot see any of your questions at all. I don't know what's happening. Let me click again and see if something changes. But no, I cannot even see you guys' questions at all. So that's one of the problems. So that they're using Form 8888. And so the IRS have already deposited your refund, well, not your refund, your stimulus check into their bank account if they put their bank account information there. So number one reason why the problem is illegal for any tax professional to handle you guys' refunds or any payments from the Treasury. We cannot sign, we cannot cash your check for you. We cannot have that check deposited into our bank account and then disperse it to you. We cannot do that. It is strictly illegal. So if you guys see that tax form 8888 in your tax file, then that shows you, number one, that your tax preparer may not be legitimate because they have no other way of getting their fees, okay? Number two, it shows that they may be using TurboTax or the free consumer version of TaxSlayer and Tax Act. So it shows multiple problems. And then the last problem is they may not have a paid preparer tax identification number, a P10. So three issues happening right now. One, it's illegal for us to do any of those things. We cannot collect your refund, okay? We should not be splitting up your refund unless that's your choosing. So Form 8888 is one of those side tricks that all of the side hustlers use when they're filing your taxes illegally, okay? And that form should only be used if you want to buy savings bonds, okay? Or if you want your refund split up between multiple bank accounts. So for me, I use that form if my clients say they want some of their refund to go in one bank account and they want it to go into another bank account. That form should not be used in any other manner. And that is exactly why the tax preparers that are illegal will get themselves jammed up in this particular state that we're in because they use those forms, and the IRS does not know that that bank account is of the tax preparer, because the tax preparer's bank account should never be on your tax return anyway. So what could you do in this type of situation? What could you do? So if you know that the money has already been deposited into your tax preparer's bank account, you have two options. First thing you need to do is give them a call. Hey, Falasha, they told me to check the tax return and I see Form 8888. So now, guys, if this is happening to you, go and grab your tax return. Go and pull it out. if you see form 88888, you may need to call your tax professional as soon as I'm done with this live stream. Okay, so go pull your tax return out, go to form 8888, okay, and if you see that form, automatically it's going to be a bank account on there that is not yours. Okay. At that point, go ahead on and give your tax preparer a phone call. Say, hey, no, check the status of your stimulus check to see if it's been deposited. If it's been deposited, give them a ring. Hey, this is such and such calling. Falashade told me to check my tax return, and I see form 888 in my packet. And come to find out, the IRS said that they dispersed my stimulus check into your bank account. So I'm on my way to your office to come and meet with you so you can actually process my payment or send it to me via Cash App or something. Okay, so if you call the tax preparer and they're unable to give you the money, then this is where now you're going to have to either call the IRS, make complaints, and you're also going to have to be patient and wait. So you make a complaint, and then you have to be patient, because the IRS, now they can go and try to retract the payments, but guess what? After it's already been hit, it's left now for your bank. And from a professional standpoint, when situations happen like this, it's really left to you. The IRS normally does not kick in. Okay, you will have to call your bank, okay, and ask them to track down. So this is where another problem is. Honestly, you can't even call your bank. You're going to have to call the tax preparer's bank and make a complaint. Okay, let them know you have the account number. Here's the account number. Here's the issue. Okay, and then they will start their investigation. So the problem is, this is nothing that is going to happen or change overnight. This is not going to change overnight. You're not going to all of a sudden receive your money next week. That's not the case. The IRS does not jump in that quickly and correct things like this. From my experience, it normally takes months, guys. Sometimes even, I don't want to be devastating to some of you guys, or a Debbie Downer or a pessimist, whatever. Sometimes it can even take years. Sometimes it can take years for you guys to get their refunds in situations like this. So do you guys have any questions before I move forward? Any questions at all? And I still can't see if there are any questions, so just bear with me, honestly. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I cannot see any questions. Okay, let me come. Okay, so no questions so far. Okay, perfect on Facebook. Let me check Periscope. Thank you guys for sharing the video as well. Let me see if there's any questions. Okay. Okay, alrighty. So I don't see any questions. So I'm just going to keep rolling. I'm going to keep rolling. Okay, I'm going to keep rolling. So let me go ahead on and show you guys the tax form in length really quick, so you guys can see exactly how they were able to get away with this. So when you see your form, when you check your tax return, go to your form. So look here. It says here, complete this part if you wanted to directly deposit a portion of your refund to one or more accounts. So normally the preparer will have their account name first because it's the smaller amount. So see, it says here, amount to be deposited in first account. And then they put their fees here and their bank account and their routing numbers here. And then they put the remaining balance after they deduct their fees here and then put your bank account on this particular form. So they're basically utilizing a old day form, okay, that is used for people that like to save and invest. And so they're using this form to fraudulently, one, get their tax fees. Because if they were paid preparers, right, or EROs, they will be able to use any type of professional software to be able to provide you guys the services. And you wouldn't be in the situation. So that's one problem. The tax preparers are fraudulent. They collected their fees using form 8888. And now your bank account, now your stimulus check has hit their bank account. Problem number two. So right now, all of us are at fault. The tax preparers, the individuals, which is yourself, the IRS, and the banks. So problem number two, the IRS forgot that they created this whole program. So banks can step in and make some money throughout the tax process, which is offering you guys these advances. So one of the problems we're having right now is because the bank's bank account goes out on everybody's tax return that wants an advance, the banks are also receiving all of the stimulus payments as well. Okay, so the issue is, I even received an email, give me 1 second, from my bank, give me 1 second, that we process payments through. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find it. They sent me an email talking about this issue. Alrighty, so I'm about to share my screen on the email that I received from my bank payment processor as well. All right. And guys, if you have not shared this video, please share this video with your counterparts and your friends and your mates and all of that good stuff. Alrighty, so this is from my bank industry updates. The IRS has stated that they will be sending EIP payments directly to the individual recipients. However, we have seen what appears to be EIP deposits sent from the IRS to us for around 15% of our total customer base. These payments should not have been deposited to our bank, and we have set in place an automated process to return these payments quickly to allow the IRS to deliver them directly to individuals. We want to ensure you have the tools to answer your customers' questions about these payments. If your customer sees on Get My Payment that their deposit was inadvertently sent to their temporary account, which is that bank, not your taxpayer. We're talking about the bank now, right? This payment has been returned to the IRS. This is my bank. Now, this may not be the same bank that your taxpayer work with, so you have to contact that individual. But this is for my clients, me specifically, and any other tax professional that uses Refund Advantage. We're good to go. Neither Refund Advantage nor you, as their preparer, have access to this payment or any information about it. Payment will be made directly by the IRS. All questions and updates to consumer information need to be directed to the IRS. So Refund Advantage, my bank has already refunded it, but not every bank is up to par and am quickly able to adjust, okay? So then also it says, when will the IRS be reissuing these payments to the customers? How will they be reissuing? We have a process in place to quickly return those payments to the IRS for distribution to the recipient. Our system and agents do not have visibility into these payments. It historically takes the IRS 7 to 10 business days to have visibility into the returned funds. Please contact the IRS directly for further details. What can I provide to my customers with this information? We understand that there's a lot of confusion surrounding EIP payments. To help you help your customers, we put together a one-page overview a one-page overview, something else, because I clicked off. Okay, so this is your one-page overview that they created. Okay. All right. Okay, so next, so I talked about the EIP payment. Okay, so I said the banks are at fault because they should have anticipated this problem. IRS is also at fault because they should have also anticipated this problem as well. Okay. However, the biggest problem I'm finding, the biggest issue you guys are going to face is the individuals that's going to have the biggest problems are the individuals that their tax refunds have been deposited into their tax preparer's bank account. Because you have the longest wait time. If the IRS is unable to retract the payments, then you're going to have to maybe start an investigation yourself, contact their bank. But I've already given you guys a strategy on how to locate whether or not this situation has happened to you. You check your status. If it says on get payment, it has been dispersed. If it has not been deposited into your bank account, check your tax return to see if you have Form 8888. And if you do, then you want to go ahead on and pick up the phone and call your preparer and begin to get your money back. And if they're not trying to give you your money, then you need to go ahead on and raise hell. Okay? So do you guys have any questions at all before I go in any further? And I still cannot see any comments or anything. And I don't know if I refresh this, would it even drop? So just bear with me, guys, if you posted a question. Okay, so next. All righty, so we talked about the who's at fault, okay? I've also gave you guys steps on how to resolve this issue. Okay, you want to go ahead on and call IRS. First of all, check your status, check your tax return, okay? And then I've also given you guys some background as to how this happens, okay? And then also I'm going to tell you guys next how to prevent this from happening again. So how to prevent this from happening. So Cash App just recently created a process where they have routing numbers and stuff, so you can get your tax refunds and stimulus checks deposited into your Cash App. That will be an option for all of my people that do not have like bank accounts and stuff like that. It's time that you figure out something. You either go get a Cash App or PayPal. I think even Zelle have it where you're able to get a routing number, but then also check out some of these online banks as well. Their underwriting process is a bit easier than traditional banks. So you may be able to get an online bank. So that's one thing. Everybody needs to have a bank account. And then the next solution to this is stop using these cheap or not, I'm not even gonna say cheap because some of these street tax preparers are more expensive than me, but just stop using these shady tax preparers. That's basically all I can say. Because in situations like this, while when I did see that email, I was a little worried, but then I wasn't worried because I knew the money wasn't coming to my bank account and I knew that they were going to figure out a solution to it quickly, and they did. However, when you're going to shady professionals, they have to charge you guys and they have to do things like this to keep afloat. So they didn't intentionally try to mess you guys up. So don't think your tax preparer attempted to fraud you in this state right now. It was just the fact that they used those forms and the IRS didn't realize that it wasn't the it wasn't the taxpayer's bank account. Okay, so your tax professional may not have tried to fraud you. So don't think like that, y'all. I know y'all thinking, oh, this person was being shady. Really, it was out of their control. It's not like, now, if they went and deliberately took all your personal information and then updated it in that system, now that's fraud. Okay, blatant fraud. Now, if they're illegal tax professionals and they use Form 8888, to receive their fees, that's fraud. That's, that's fraud too. That's criminal, right? But they woke up just like you, normal day, and saw all of that money in their bank account. Okay. If they didn't go and change your bank account on their system, you chose them as your preparer, and they didn't have no other way to get their money. So they ended up getting caught up. Okay. So just be mindful that the type of service you acquire depends on the end result. So when you deal with people that are not really legal, they have to take and cut corners to be able to serve you. And this was one way that illegal tax professionals cut corners. And so now, honestly, and you heard it first here, like always, the IRS is going to now put some protocols in place to prevent situations from happening like this again. So more than likely, they may make some adjustments on the tax form, so tax professionals won't be able to use those use the form 8888 to get their fees when they're illegal. Okay. And then that's also going to mess up a lot of people that want to save some money and or buy some bond. So this is just a complete catastrophe. It couldn't come at a worse time, but it's right now. Corona is exposing all of the frauds. Okay. Corona is exposing all of the frauds across the board, from the fraudulent tax professionals to the fraudulent business owners to everything. So this is the time now. Honestly, if you've used a fraudulent tax professional in the past, stop using them going forward. You see what happens in situations like this. And it's not going to happen overnight. So if you have to buy your daughter groceries tomorrow and you was anticipating that stimulus check and it went into your tax preparer's bank account, you need to be calling them ASAP to get your money. But your bank is no need to call your bank. You don't have to call your bank because your bank never received the money. You understand? You need to first go to your form, figure out what bank that is, and call that bank and start your investigation, and then also call the IRS as well. Okay, so do you guys have any questions before I go into my next topic for all of my small business owners? I was just in the talks with the SBA, so I know a lot of you was like, Falashade, I'm talking to the SBA. I saw y'all post. I got a little shade. I don't know why. My fellow tax professionals, please, can y'all stop shading me? Like, I went MIA and I gave y'all enough time to shine, right? I gave y'all enough time to focus on yourself and your clients and your businesses. And as now I come back, you guys are still like sending me messages and stuff like that. So be nice, y'all. Be nice. But on to the big stuff. Well, that was big too, but on to the next thing. So SBA has officially ran out of money. If you saw my post earlier when I said I just spoke with the SBA, I have proof. The proof is in the email. So here are the recent numbers straight from the SBA. Give me 1 second, guys, while I share my screen and go to my email really quick. Alrighty. So I'm about to share my screen, and then we're about to go from there. So for all of you that was like, Falashade, you didn't talk to the SBA, so you guys have to understand I have clients, and I have to kind of know everything from my clients. And so guess what? I have to make some phone calls. Alrighty. So remember I told you this morning I was on the phone with SBA. She said, hey, Falashade, thanks for reaching out. Alrighty. So here's my information that I requested. So all PP funds are exhausted. Okay. They approved 1.6 million plus loans. The actual amount is 1,661,397 loans that they actually approved. Okay. And for reference, that was those amounts were more than 14 years worth of loans that they have ever given out in 14 days. Okay. She also said that the lenders, nearly 5,000 lenders, the actual amount is 4,975. We were more than double the, okay. So yes. So originally, before the program was issued, you had to be an approved SBA lender. But because they realized that the funding there wasn't sufficient, they ended up opening up a program that grandfathered in everybody. If you had money, you can go ahead on and become an SBA approved lender. So this is an example of pivoting, and the banks were successful at doing that. So for example, Cabbage pivot, PayPal pivoted, and quite a few other companies as well. They were not normally SBA approved lenders, but during that time, they did become SBA approved lenders. Okay. Alrighty. So, and then she said, and here's a recent joint statement from Treasury Munich. Okay, I can please find read on some answers. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, so this is the statement as well that he put out yesterday. He said today, U.S. Treasury Secretary Munich and U.S. Small Business Administration, blah, 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 blah. SBA has processed more than, okay, we already have that stat. We urge Congress to appropriate additional funds for the PPP program, a critical and overwhelmingly bipartisan program, at which point we will once again be able to process loan applications, issue loan numbers, and protect millions more paychecks. The high demand we have seen underscores the need for hardworking Americans to have access to relief as soon as possible. We want every eligible small business to participate and get the resources they need. So right now, yes, as you guys can see clearly from my email directly from the SBA, that the PPP program funds have been completely exhausted. However, they're waiting for Congress to appropriate more funds to go towards the program. However, as you guys can see, it takes some time to get the House and the Senate to agree. It's just a complete mess. So the only thing I can say for you guys is to do exactly what I've been asking you guys to do. Focus on you and your business and your money right now. Save these stimulus checks. Start to build these businesses now. It's no saving grace. Even if, right, they ended up, oh my gosh, it just dawned on me. Every time I'm live with you guys, the numbers come. What did they just say? They approved 1.6 million PPP programs. Do y'all know how many small businesses it is? It is over 30 million small businesses in the United States of America. And they've only approved 1.6 out of 30 million. That's not even 6%. That is 5.3% of all the small businesses will receive funding or have received funding. Only 5%. So if we use that number, that coincides what I recently just said, that 95% of our small businesses may fail during this time if they don't get funding. And based off what the number said, 95% of our small businesses has not received funding and will not receive funding until Congress appropriate and approve more funding for the PPP program. So guys, if you have not been listening to me for all of these years, I just beg of you for to step up now and build these businesses. Go hard, know your numbers, and hustle and do your accounting. Like, that's the only thing that's saving businesses right now. Accountants, we saving the world, y'all. Like, literally, I knew it. I knew I was going to save the world soon, right? But I didn't think it was going to be this soon. So yeah, guys, I can't see any of your questions, so I hope today was informative. Don't worry, everything will be fine. We just got to keep praying, guys. And if you are not following me on all things social media, please do so. And please share this video, because somebody else may need to hear this good content, guys. And you all have an amazing day. Bye, y'all.